Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and we have another new breakdown for you today. It's going to be on Michael Norman and his 9.86 100 m. And I appreciate all the different recommendations that we've been getting within the comments. I'm going to continue to get to those as fast as I can. As always, if you like the information within the video, go ahead and like and subscribe with the videos. It's really been helping out a lot, and we've really seen some great growth recently. I'm going to keep making these sprint breakdown videos as it seems like it's really helping you guys out in better understanding how to start, how to go through your drive phase, your top end speed phase. But if you have any additional recommendations, please let us know in the comments below. We'll go ahead and hop right into it. So just seeing that Michael Norman ran this 9.86 was such a huge statement for him and his career, and I think it's going to just set him up to have so much more success here as they get more into the season, and really once all the COVID stuff passes and we're able to get to like the Olympics and things like that, I think he's going to really be able to make a big name for himself there as well. Super excited to continue to watch Michael Norman grow and get better within his sprint. And you can see he's really getting a lot better understanding of his start and really improving there. He does a great job here with being able to drop his hips, get all the way through with that extension. Look at how well he gets those hips through to really maximize how much of a push off he's going to be able to get into here as he's extending off. So he's able to stay really, really low and still be able to maximize how much range of motion he's able to get within his hips. And so it's really impressive there, his overall range of motion within his low back, but still having that power and the range of motion within his ankles to really get a lot of extension there. And something that really set him up in terms of being able to run such a great overall run, because now his legs are going really fast. He just really has to just stabilize his spine, keep his legs continuing to drive through here. He's obviously continuing to push down on the gas, but he's already accomplished so much just to be able to burst out of that start like how he did is something that you really got to work on as a sprinter in order to really get into those elite numbers. You got to be able to burst out and set yourself up to get your legs moving really, really quickly, or else it ends up being very difficult to get into those elite times. If it takes you too long to get your legs going, you've already lost too much time. So he did a great job getting his legs going here, and so now he's just getting his posture up, and now he's going to be able to really start creating a lot of power, and now it's about opening up, right? Once you get into the point where you got the legs going and you've been generating a lot of power into the actual ground, now your body's just absorbing the ground and absorbing each one of these steps and utilizing it to continue the momentum within the actual sprint. So getting that drive phase, really staying low, making sure that you have plenty of range of motion within the spine is critical to be able to really maximize your start, making sure you get that good anterior. I just made a video about this. I'll go ahead and post it right up above. But making sure you're getting that good anterior to posterior tilt within the pelvis right here. He's going into a lot of overall anterior to pelvic tilt with that left leg, and then posterior with the right, and then is able to then flip that here. And so he's just getting a lot of movement there within the pelvis and how the pelvis is shifting, and then being able to maintain that within the lower back is critical to be able to run a really elite 100-meter dash. Stood out to me is just how fast he goes from foot leaving the ground to foot coming up to his butt. So if we look at this here, let's say this one leaves the foot, or the foot leaves the ground at 7:13-ish, somewhere in there. So 7:13 is the timestamp, so 7:13, and it goes right up to his butt, and he gets it there at about 7:26. So it takes him 0.13 seconds to be able to get his foot from the ground up to his butt, essentially the backside mechanics. And then from there, he takes another 2, so he ends up hitting the ground at 7:50. So he gets 2.24 in terms of front side mechanics. And there's a bit of a transition times there, but essentially he's going to get 0.2 of a second where he's driving his legs out in front of him, right? This whole part of the actual run where he's getting his foot out in front is 0.2 seconds, where the part that he spends behind is only 0.13. That's a huge number. That is so important for you guys to really be able to understand. It's very, very unique to see somebody being able to do that. I see so many people that send in their breakdowns who have a really, they'll be spending 0.2, 0.25, with their leg in back behind them in that backside mechanics. And then they only spend about 0.1 or 0.15 with their foot out in front, really closer to 0.1 a lot more times, right? Because you're generally going to be off the ground for about 0.3 seconds, maybe 0.35 seconds, right, at the most. A lot of guys end up having that 0.2 in backside and 0.1 in front side, the mechanics. He has the opposite, and he's actually spending closer to 0.35, But point being, he has a lot more time to be able to reach out in front of him, right? Because of how fast he's really generating all that force and power, where as soon as that foot's touching the ground, it's just being able to rebound right up. And again, that's why I say it has a lot to do with the start, because he had such a great start and was able to get those legs moving, that now he's able to just maintain that spine position and be able to maximize that turnover, just focus on that turnover and the ability to really reach out with his legs. So he's focused on being able to get that heel right up to his butt as fast as he can, and then reach, and then get that heel right up to his butt as fast as he can, and that creates that rebound, that creates that spring, that makes it so it's more of a bounce in each one of his foot contacts, rather than him really trying to drive off the ground, right? Because if you're going into the ground with force and you're hitting it already, then you just have to rebound off of it. Where if you land in the ground and try to generate force when your foot's on the ground, that's what makes it so your foot ends up being way back behind you and harder to keep underneath you and harder to get into those front side mechanics. So that's a very, very important point to really understand when you're sprinting, is that you got to be able to rebound off the ground and be able to be very, very strong within those ankles, and also the importance of the the importance of the start to really make it so then you have that momentum of the legs. So then all you're really focusing on is being able to maximize the front side mechanics rather than trying to generate force when your foot's in the ground. Because once you get stuck trying to generate a lot of force when your foot's in the ground, that's when you really lose a lot of time in your backside mechanics, and that's also when you end up having your foot really push off a lot further back behind you and really lose the opportunity to create a lot of distance in each one you're stuck with having great front side mechanics. All right, so that's a very important thing to be able to understand. I hope you guys are able to get that and see that with what Michael Norman's doing. I know these guys are all elite sprinters, so you can't tell a great comparison from one to the other. And this guy's running, he's running a 9.86, so he's running a great time as well. But when you see a guy that runs like 10.8 or something like that, a lot of times the issue is that the foot is just so far back behind, and they're not maximizing that front side mechanics like what Michael Norman does. And Michael Norman really does it really at an elite level, and he's in comparison to the elites, right? So that just shows how far above that running cycle really goes into, and why I'm so excited to be able to do a breakdown like this, just because all these guys that are elite, they're elite for a reason. And you see certain things that Christian Coleman does, you see certain things that Michael Norman does, you see certain things that Noah Lyles does, and all these guys, Usain Bolt, all these guys that create really great times. They have that uniqueness to them that allows them to do that, and I would say that's something that stands out to me with Michael Norman, is just that really quick contact time to be able to really get that heel up to his butt as fast as he can, even though he has such long legs, right? So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this breakdown here. I hope this really makes a lot of sense to you. Really focusing on being able to get that heel right up to your butt as soon as your foot leaves the ground is something that's super important. And the way to be able to do that is to be able to maximize those front side mechanics. All right. So as always, thanks for watching these videos. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those for you. Again, like and subscribe down below. That really helps us out a lot. You guys have been doing that a ton lately, and I really appreciate it. I hope these videos are really helping. And as always, we will talk to you soon. Oh, and if you have any interest in any of the things that we have in our description, we have some free ebooks. We have the speed day trial. We have a speed program. If you want to hit us up through our website, that'd probably be the best way to do the speed program. I'm getting everything set up to make it so it's easier for you guys to access more speed programs and make it so you just get more information, more ways for you to be able to help. I really want to try to help as many people as I can get faster, and so that's why this channel is created, and what my overall passion is. So thanks you all for watching these videos, and we'll talk to you soon.